so weird to have to fix my hair.
You'll be chopping it off.
I will be chopping it off soon.
This is one of these clips every day. I don't care what I do.
And I'll be so excited and happy. But I love this. It's not that I don't like it, but you know, it's just the way I am. All right, let's go ahead and get started. We'll begin by just listening to the sound of our breath. And while we do that, with every single exhale, we try to just become part of this moment. So release a thought, a worry, let it go, or as my friend says, put it on the shelf. You can get it back in 45 minutes. Press both palms together at our heart center and let our chin sink to our chest. And set your intention for our practice today. What do you hope to get out of your time on the mat? Lift our heads, and we'll release our hands so they're just comfortable on our knees. Cleansing breath in, cleansing breath out. And we'll begin by circling our rib cage here. So imagine you're drawing a circle on the earth. Try to make the circle as big as you can, and maybe do that gradual as it feels good. And let's go in the opposite direction, adding the breath. So as we come to the back, we're exhaling, really pulling the belly in. And as we come to the front, inhale, opening up the chest. Back up to center. We'll do our seated cat-cow breathing. Inhale, open up the chest and looking up. Exhale, tuck everything in, chin to chest. Rotate, shift back on the sits bones. Pull that belly button into our spine. And alternate between the two postures at your own pace. Let's do one more. Coming back up to our straight back, shoulders relaxed. Let the left ear come down to the left shoulder, and then we'll slide across the chest as we come around to the right, just swaying the head. And we'll go back and forth. Just go with your breath, so take your time. Try to keep those shoulders relaxed. And bring our head up to center. Bring our fingertips so they cradle the back of our head. Elbows are up and nice and high. And we're gonna squeeze the elbows together. Open them up as wide as possible. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. And exhale, forward. Inhale, open. 3, 4. One last time. 5. slide those fingertips so they're on top of our shoulders, and we're gonna do our shoulder circles. Coming to the front, let those elbows touch. As you open up, try to squeeze the shoulder blades together, coming open up as wide as possible. And let's go in the opposite direction. And open up nice and wide again, and we'll begin rotating, gently going into spinal twists here. Try to stay as relaxed as you can, and let the momentum do the movement rather than us physically trying to. Just let nature do the work. And slowing down, we'll come back to center. Left hand will come to the earth, right hand is gonna reach up and over to our side stretch. So we're bending that left elbow, but keeping both sits bones anchored. Shoulders are open so they stay stacked. And see if you can look up to the ceiling. And as we come down, we're gonna shift our shoulders so we're facing our left leg. Walk those hands out so that we are stretching again over this side, but a little bit of a different twist on our backs here, more intense in our hips. Keep that pulled down. Now pull in that tummy, engaging the stomach as we go ahead and roll back up to our neutral spine. Release the right hand down, left hand will reach up and over. Side stretch. And with each exhale, try to just relax and see if you go a little bit deeper in the stretch. And we're gonna shift those shoulders so that we are square going out over the right leg. Walk those hands out and relax. Walking the fingertips, we're just gonna come out to the center here. And continue the stretch here. See if you can sink the elbows down. Relax the back and the neck. Let the head hang heavy like a rag doll. And every exhale, continue to just let go. Engage that core as we roll back up to neutral. We'll switch which foot is in front and do the same thing on the other side here. So right hand comes down, left hand up and over, and breathe. Square off to that right leg so you can walk your hands out. Engage your core as we roll up to center. Left hand down, right hand up and over. Square your shoulders off to the left leg. Walk our hands out. staying in this position, walk our hands around to center. Let the elbows sink to the earth and just surrender. Engage the core, rolling up to center. We're going to extend the legs out in front of us. Keep the soles of your feet on the earth, but let the legs go as far away from you as possible with those staying anchored. And we're going to gently fold forward onto the thighs. Rolling up, we're going to straighten out that left leg. Draw the right leg all the way in. And if it feels good, you can pull it over that left leg. And we'll start by giving that leg a hug, looking out over our right shoulder in a spinal twist. Or if you want to take that left arm and hook that elbow to the outside of the right knee, it'll deepen the stretch. As we release, we will let the knee open up and draw that left foot in, coming into our seated pigeon pose. Pressing the chest up towards the thighs. The closer you get that base foot to your bottom, the deeper your stretch will be. And go ahead and release. Let both legs straighten out in front of you. Coming into a staff pose. Backs are nice and tall and straight. And we're gonna flex and point the feet. Let's go one more time and point. And then just relax. And you can fold forward gently. Rolling back up, we're going to pull that left leg in, let it cross over the right. Hug that leg and look over our left shoulder and our spinal twist. And if you want to hook that right elbow to the outside of the left knee and deepen that stretch, make it a little bit more intense. Draw the right foot in towards our body, and we're going to press up our chest towards those thighs in a seated pigeon. And as we release, we'll bring both soles of our feet together, sitting up nice and tall, coming to a bound angle. Gently bounce those knees. Relax, we'll surrender to the earth one last time. Engage the core as we roll up to our seated position. We're going to swing our legs underneath us, coming into our tabletop or all fours. As we come to this posture, we're going to check to make sure those wrists are in line with our shoulders. Our knees are in line with our hips. really open up those hands as wide as we can as we press into the earth, feeling that on top of the feet as well. Keep that neck neutral so we look down so it stays nice and long. And now we'll do our cat-cow breathing here. So go ahead and inhale, dropping the belly, opening up the chest, looking forward, cow. Exhale into cat, tuck everything in. And follow your own breath, alternating between the two postures. Toes touch, knees as wide as our mat. Let those hips sink back to the heels, stretching the hands forward before melting into your mat. Resting your forehead. Coming into an active child's pose. You can always pull those arms in and stack the hands underneath the forehead if you need a little less on your shoulders or your back. Our next inhale, we're gonna roll back up to our tabletop. Put those knees back in line with our hips. We'll extend the right foot out to the side. And let the hips sink back to the heel. Then pulling up, and as we come up, really try to use the core. So pull that tummy in. Back up, and we're going to draw the leg in so we have it bent here. We're going to go to our hydrant pose. So we're opening up that knee here, and go ahead and start going into some rotations. So we're up and down here. Nice big circles. And we're gonna bring that right leg, keep it bent up behind us here. Really pull that heel in as close as you can, and either stay right here, or you can take that left hand and reach back for the right foot, coming into a balance. Release, and bring that knee down. We'll extend the left foot out and do 5 of our, what do we call these? 5 of this activity. Sink the hips back to the heel and making sure we're using that core, pulling back up to tabletop. We'll draw that left leg in and bend that knee up, coming into hydrant first. And then go ahead and begin making big circles. Then extend that knee back. Leg is still bent, so the soles of your foot are facing the ceiling here. And then bend the leg as much as you can. And if you want, reach back with that right hand, coming into a balance. Release. And bring our knee back down. We're going to replace where our hands are with our elbows. Then come into that puppy pose. So our lower body stays the same, forehead is resting on the earth, and we just do a stretch here, kind of like you're in child's pose, but with your bum in the air. pressing forward. Your upper body's gonna come to a sphinx. So our shoulders are in line with our elbows. And you can walk the feet out as we come to a low plank. Really keep the shoulders active. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and release the hips all the way down, coming into a full sphinx here. Keep the neck extended as we look forward. Gently look over our right shoulder. And we'll bend that right knee. And again, this is good if you want to stay here. If you want to go ahead and reach back, grabbing the top of the foot, pull it towards you, but then press that foot into your hand. Release. Plant the right hand down. We're going to look over that left shoulder. Bend that left knee. And if you want, you can reach back with that left hand. Be careful you don't sink into your right shoulder. As we do that, keep that shoulder active. And release. Okay, we're going to lower all the way down to the mat, sliding our hands so they're in line with our rib cage here. And with our next inhale, we're going to press up to a cobra. Keep the shoulders relaxed and the elbows pressed in. Exhale, back to the mat. Inhale up. Exhale down. Now walk each hand off of the mat so we have a wider base here. And we'll do one more. Inhale up. Exhale down. Return those hands so they're back underneath our shoulders. We're going to press through our tabletop. Tuck your toes under. And we're going to press the hips up, coming to a downward facing dog. So we're looking in between our feet. That'll keep your ears in alignment with your arms. And as you come to stillness here, tilt the pelvis forward a little so you get that really sharp upside down V. And press those heels into the mat. With little steps, we're going to walk our feet up to our hands, coming into a forward fold. We'll keep our knees bent here initially, and rest our upper body onto our thighs. Relax the back and the neck so the head is just hanging heavy like a rag doll. If you want to grab opposite elbows, give it a little sway, a little swing. And as we release our hands, let's do a quick scan of our feet here. Make sure that we have our weight distributed equally on all four corners. So we have a strong foundation before we start rolling up to a standing position. Coming into mountain pose. Make sure that tailbone is tucked under. Feel your connection to the earth with the feet. Tummy is pulled in. Shoulders are pressed down and back. We're going to inhale both hands up. Exhale, fold forward deeply. Inhale halfway up to a flat back. And we're going to draw both arms out behind us in airplane arms. really squeezing those triceps. Our gaze stays down so that our neck is long. Exhale back into our forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. And then draw those hands down, pressing the palms together, coming to our heart center, returning to mountain. Inhale, both hands up. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to step back to our downward facing dog. Shifting our weight to our left foot, we're going to lift that right foot up in the air. Keep the foot flexed. This is our three-legged dog. Bending the knee, we're going to draw that knee into our chest, arch that back up like you're in a cat, and then squeeze, run, push that foot all the way forward, coming to a low lunge. We're going to check to make sure that right knee is in line with that ankle. You should be able to be light on your fingertips, and you can look forward. And we'll sink that back knee down to the earth, untucking the toes. Engage the core as we raise up to our crescent lunge. Raise the hands if you have a good balance. And you can look up to your fingertips. Releasing the hands down. We're going to shift our weight to that back knee. And while we do that, we're going to try to straighten the front leg as much as possible. It's okay to keep a bend in it if you want. This is our half split. Pull the right toes up so we have a flex on that right leg. Shift our weight back to the front. And we're going to move that right hand to the inside of the right foot. And we're just going to do a gentle lizard here. We're not going to go super intense. Go ahead and look forward. Keeping the left hand planted, we're going to reach that right hand up to the sky, coming into a spinal twist. Bring the right hand down to the outside of that leg. Lift the left leg, coming into a low lunge. We'll draw the right foot back, coming into a plank. If a plank is not in your practice, you can do a half plank. So we're on our knees. Exhale, we're going to lower down to the mat. Inhale up to our cobra. Exhale back down to the mat. Press either through tabletop or through a plank. Lift those hips up. Downward facing dog. Shifting our weight to the right foot, left foot raises. Three-legged dog. Draw that knee in before swinging that foot in between your hands, coming to a low lunge on the left side. Look forward. We'll drop the back knee. Engage the core as we lift up to our crescent. Make sure we're keeping that left hip crease pulled back so we're not opening up here. We want to keep that pelvis square. Lift your hands up. Releasing the hands, we'll shift the weight to the right leg, straightening the left. Pull the toes up off the earth. Just breathe into your stretch. Walking the hands forward, we'll bring that left hand to the inside, coming into our lizard pose here. Take a peek forward. Keep the right hand planted as the left hand reaches up to the sky. Spinal twist. Bring the left hand down to the outside of the left foot. Lift that back knee. Left foot comes back to the right into our plank. And we'll do a vinyasa flow here. So lower down to the mat. Inhale up to cobra. Exhale down to your mat. Press through your plank, lift those hips up, downward facing dog. Walk your feet up to your hands. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up, airplane arms. Give those triceps a squeeze. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. And draw those hands back to our heart center. Returning to mountain. Inhale, both hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Step back to our downward facing dog. Shift our weight to the left foot, right foot raises, three-legged dog. Draw that knee in to our chest, swing the foot through, and instead of standing up here first, we're gonna straighten that front leg, then bend back down to the lunge, straighten, lunge, straighten, lunge. One last time. Now, as we're in our lunge here, we're gonna engage the core as we lift up to a high lunge. Arms come up. And open up to our warrior two. Whew. So our hips are now open, so we're facing the long side of our mat. Our left foot has pivoted, so it's parallel to the short side. We keep an eye on that front knee to make sure it's at least in alignment with the ankle. We don't want to go past the ankle. Our bodies should be right in the middle here, so we're not reaching forward. Both arms are level, and we look out over our front arm. Bend that right knee, arm in so we can rest on that thigh. And the left hand's gonna reach all the way up and over, coming into an extended side angle. We wanna keep the shoulders open, so we're kind of looking up to the ceiling here. And we're gonna continue down. Both hands are gonna come to the inside of that right leg. So low lunge, both hands on the inside. Look forward. And then we're gonna draw the right hand up, coming into our spinal twist. Right hand comes back down to the earth. Bring that right foot back to meet the left in a plank. Vinyasa flow, so we're gonna exhale as we lower to the mat. Inhale up to our cobra. Exhale back down. Press through our plank, lift those hips up, downward facing dog. Shift our weight to the right foot, left foot raises, three-legged dog. Draw the knee into the chest. Swing the foot through, coming to a low lunge. Lifting those hips up, we're gonna straighten that front leg. Lower back down to our lunge. Lift, stretch, and lunge. Lift, and lunge. One more time. Lift, and lunge. Engage that core as we go ahead and lift up to a high lunge. And arms come up. Pivoting the back foot, we'll open up to our warrior two with the left arm and left leg forward. Bend the left elbow, right arm reaches up and over, extended side angle. Cartwheel both hands down to the inside of the the left foot. Give it a peek forward. And then lift that left hand up to the ceiling, spinal twist. As we bring the left hand down, left foot will come back to meet the right. Coming into our plank, vinyasa flow. Exhale down to your mat. Inhale up to either up dog or cobra. And lower down to your mat, returning to your plank. Lift those hips up, downward facing dog. We're gonna bend both knees deeply. Look to the top of your mat, and you can make your way there any way you want. And we'll exhale, forward fold. Inhale halfway up to that flat back, squeeze those triceps. Exhale down to your mat. Inhale, root to rise. And bring our hands to our heart center. Open our feet up wide. We'll extend both arms up, so we're like a big star here. And as we exhale, our knees are gonna go out over our feet. Arms will come down into a cactus. Upper body stays lifted as we come into a goddess pose. Release both hands down to our knees. Press that right shoulder forward. Come through center, and we'll press the left shoulder forward. Come through center. As we straighten the legs, arms come out to the sides. We're gonna fold forward into a flat back. Look down at the earth so our neck is long. Then we'll release the hands down to the earth. Keeping the left hand down, we're gonna lift the right hand up to the sky, coming into our spinal twist. Release the right hand down, left hand comes up. Release the left hand down. You can walk your hands back towards your feet a little bit here if you feel comfortable doing that. And we're just gonna relax and release, coming into a forward fold. The crown of the head towards the earth. Pressing back up to our flat back with our hands down. You can heel toe the feet in a little bit, but then we're gonna sink the tailbone down, coming into a yoga squat. So we try to keep our feet flat, pressing our elbows into our knees here to open them up. Keep the upper body lifting up. Keep your tummy pulled in. All right, let's release down to our mat. And we'll return just to an easy pose, an easy seat. And breathe. Clasp both hands together and we'll roll out our wrists. Opening the arms wide. We're gonna bring that right arm over the left. Left hand will bend up so the palms out. Wrap that right arm around so the palms can touch. And we'll lift those elbows up so they're in line with the shoulders. If you can't quite make this, if it's uncomfortable, just have the hands down on both shoulders and you can do the hug, the bear hug here, and still get that opening up in your shoulder blades that we're going for. Inhale and look up. Exhale, tuck everything in, chin to chest, belly pulling in, and roll down into a forward fold here. Keep the core engaged as we come back up to our seated position, elbows in line with the shoulders, and release, open up. Same thing, opposite side. So this time, left over right, bend the right hand up, wrap all the way around, lift those elbows up so they're in line with the shoulders. Inhale, look up. Exhale, tucking everything in. We're gonna roll all the way down, all the way down. Maybe even see if you can touch your hands to the earth. Engage the core as we sit back up. Turn the elbows in line with the shoulders. And release down. Okay. So we're gonna straighten those legs out in front of us. Sitting up nice and tall here, staff pose. You're gonna roll down to your mat. You can do that with as much support as you want. If you wanna use your hands, or if you wanna try your yoga roll down, tuck that chin in, keep looking down, looking down, looking down. Don't let those feet up off of the earth. All right, as we're on our flat back here, we're gonna draw the left foot in, bending that left knee. We'll extend the right foot up to the sky. We'll do our ankle circles. And go in the opposite direction. And we're gonna lower and raise this foot 5 times, keeping the legs straight. As we lower down, squeeze your core. Don't let the foot actually touch the earth, but come as close as you can, and then pull it back up to center. Do that 5 times. And as you've done your 5th, we're gonna bend that right leg, plant the foot down, lift the left foot up to the ceiling, and do our ankle circles here. Make sure you go in both directions. And we'll lower that left foot down to the mat, keeping the legs straight. Lift back up. Lower. And lift. 3. 4. 5. All right, now this is going to be your option. You can repeat that cycle, so 5 on each leg, or you can try to do both at the same time. So you can lift that right foot up, and either you're planting the left foot back down or you're keeping them both up. I always make a triangle with my hands and put them under my pelvis here, under my sits bone. Well, I guess they're my hips. Because that protects my back. If you don't need that, you do not have to do that. That's just if it makes it feel better. And keeping those legs glued together, legs straight. Engage that core. Don't let the lower back pull up off of the mat. Keep it pressing down as you lower as far as you can. If you feel it start to lift, that's where you need to stop. And we're going to do 10 of those. Or you're doing 5 single legs on each side. Whenever you finish with your set, You can draw both legs into your chest, giving them a hug here, and you can rock side to side. Either stay in this position, or we can reach down to see if you can get the outside of that right foot, pull that knee in towards your armpit. Do the same thing on the left side as we come into a happy baby, and continue to rock. All right, bring those knees back together one last time, and together we're going to lower them down to the mat. Extend both arms out to the sides here. Keeping the knees glued together, we're going to let both legs fall gently over to the left side. And we're going to look over the right shoulder in a supine spinal twist. Engage the core as we first bring the head up to center. Pull the knees all the way through center. And with your exhale, release them to the right side. And we'll look over the left shoulder. Head comes up, engage the core as we bring our legs back up to center. Planting both feet down on the earth, you can walk them as close to your bottom as you can. Bring both arms down alongside our bodies. And we'll start by tilting the pelvis, and then continue the movement as we lift those hips up off of the earth, coming into a supported bridge. So our weight is balanced between our shoulder blades and the soles of our feet. And release as we lower down to our mat. And we're going to come into Shavasana at this time. So if you want to grab any props to make this more comfortable, feel free. But we'll be extending both legs out. Have the arms out, relaxed, down by our sides. Shavasana is the most important part of our practice. It's what we are working towards the whole time. And we start by doing a body scan. And as we think about each of the major muscle groups, we try to just relax and let go. Feel yourself just getting heavier on your mat, and imagine that you're melting into the earth. So relax the toes. With each breath, relax the feet. Draw the relaxation up to the calves. Next inhale, pull that relaxation, thinking of it coming to the thighs and just letting go. Allowing the hips to release and our legs rolling open a little bit. Relax the hands, letting the fingers curl up. Feel the relaxation gently moving up through the arms. Breathe as we release the shoulders. Allow our neck to let go, the jaw muscle to release, allowing the mouth to open up maybe a little bit. Relax the muscles of the face. Imagine all of our tension, all of the stress just being pushed up